The Illusory Truth Effect. When repetition becomes reality. You hear it once and doubt it. You hear it twice and question it. You hear it a third time, and somehow, without even realizing, you start to believe it. This is the Illusory Truth Effect, a hidden force that shapes not just what we think we know, but who we become. The Illusory Truth Effect reveals a profound vulnerability buried deep within the architecture of the human mind. The more often a statement is repeated, no matter how false, the more likely we are to accept it as truth. Not because of logic, not because of evidence, but simply because of familiarity. Imagine scrolling through endless streams of news, social media posts, whispered rumors. At first, you resist, you question. But repetition wears down skepticism like water wears down stone. And soon, fiction hardens into belief. Reality itself bends, with nothing more than the frictionless erosion of the familiar. At its root, this phenomenon is an evolutionary relic. Long ago, familiarity meant safety. A familiar face, a familiar path, a familiar story. It signaled security, survival. In the chaos of a dangerous world, our ancestors learned to trust what repeated itself. But in the hyper-saturated echo chambers of today, that same instinct backfires spectacularly. The Illusory Truth Effect is not rare. It is not an oddity. It is the silent undercurrent shaping every society, every generation. Slogans repeated until they become gospel. Propaganda whispered until it feels inevitable. Urban legends, conspiracy theories, even historical myths, planted through repetition, grown in the fertile soil of familiarity. Think of the myths we still carry. That we swallow spiders in our sleep. That the Great Wall of China is visible from space. Falsehoods repeated so often they bypass the critical mind entirely. The mind, weary of skepticism, surrenders. But why? Because skepticism demands energy. Because critical thought is expensive. And the mind, forever seeking efficiency, often chooses the path of least resistance. Repetition feels like truth, and feeling so often wins over thinking. This is not merely psychological trivia. It is the foundation upon which entire realities are constructed. Advertisers exploit it, politicians weaponize it, movements rise and fall by the drumbeat of repetition. In experiments, subjects shown false claims repeatedly, no matter how absurd, began to believe them. Not because they lost intelligence, but because they lost vigilance. And therein lies the danger. When reality can be rewritten not through force or argument, but through simple, tireless repetition. Truth itself becomes fragile. History bends, identity shifts. Entire civilizations sleepwalk into belief. But awareness is resistance. Understanding the Illusory Truth Effect arms us with the first and most essential defense: doubt. It teaches us to pause when something feels familiar, to interrogate the source, not just the sensation, to question not only the outrageous lies, but the comfortable assumptions we no longer bother to question. Because if we don't, if we allow ourselves to drift into the lullaby of repetition, we surrender our minds to whoever speaks the loudest, the longest, the most often. Yet there is hope. The mind that can be lulled by repetition can also be awakened by reflection, by slowing down, by refusing the easy comfort of familiarity, by demanding evidence where only echoes exist, And if we look deeper into speculative frontiers, into the possibilities emerging from AI, from deep fakes, from synthetic realities, we realize the threat is only accelerating. Soon, repetition won't just alter our beliefs. It could fabricate entire experiences, memories, histories, identities, assembled algorithmically, and repeated until they feel not just true, but inevitable. In this future, where reality itself is customizable, the illusory truth effect could become not a side effect of human cognition, but the engine of existence. To resist will require more than skepticism. It will require a new literacy, a vigilance of the mind, an ability to navigate a sea of truths and illusions with both humility and relentless curiosity. Because in the end, the real battle isn't between true and false. It's between remembering and forgetting that truth must be earned, not merely repeated. So next time a familiar claim crosses your mind, stop, breathe, question, because the comfort of familiarity might just be the most beautiful illusion of all.